welcome back everyone to the thrilling conclusion of this week's match that I'm casting between TMNT2 and Masters of Myth. This is the DE2 match, Game 6 between these two teams. So this is the tiebreaker or overtime game. And the winner of this game will decide, or whoever wins this game will decide who will face NCR in the bottom bracket finals and who will have a bye week, essentially, and await the winner of that match in the grand finals of this year's Myth World Cup in the year of our Lord 2015. That was a mouthful, but welcome everybody. I hope you enjoyed my coverage of this match so far, and hopefully you're in for a treat this game as well. If high level myth is your play, so the tiebreaker, I guess by default, is on Desert Between Your Ears. Territories is the game type. I'm guessing that's the default tiebreaker map/game type, which is fine by me because it's a classic. I mean, this is a standard Bungie map, and it's a classic combination, and a lot of players know this know this map, know the game type, know every. You don't have to strategize. You just instinctively know it. So it comes back down to just raw skill and teamwork, instead of trying to generate some kind of funky strategy. So that's my guess at the rationale behind the selection of this map game type. But I don't really know. Anyway, let's introduce our two teams. We're actually looking at God's Power, which is the name of Rat King's. It's Rat King's team name, but the name of the actual team is Masters of Myth, or MoM, as I sometimes refer to them. Lizard King is joining him along with Shadow. Rower, Slade, Blonde, Kron 1, and Adrenaline. And opposite them in the west is GKG's Generally Killing, or their formally registered team name is TMNT2, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.0. Hump, Kruniak, Osmodian, Eastwind, Dak, Captain, and Kryptos are going to be on this team. So pretty good so far. It's tied up, 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie apiece, as we look to head into the beginning stages of Game 6 in about half a minute. So let's look at the trades real quick. For TMNT, actually, let me take that off. They have very few archers, 1 journeyman, enough goals for maximum pus, 3 dwarves, and it looks like max warriors with whatever is left over into thrall. We have a lot of archers here for MoM. First thing I notice, 3 dwarves, close to maximum warriors, I want to say, but maybe a few less. I'm not really sure. Yeah, not a whole lot of thrall or anything really, but same deal with the single journeyman healing the whites for pus. So looks like MoM taking a archer heavy trade and kind of dialing back on their melee, and TMNT kind of doing things a little bit kind of the opposite, toning down their range presence, but ramping up their kind of, I don't know. I'm guessing the push kind of factor. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't really know. I may be mistaken, so we'll have to wait and see how exactly these team captains intend this to go. Looks like, on Desert, you got the 3 crossable sort of bridges, or I guess just crossable areas in the river, and the shallow water here, the bridge there, the shallow water on the other side. And then I'm not sure, can a goal slip through here? Maybe it's here. I'm not sure. Perhaps a goal can slip through. I'm not sure. I forget. It's been a while, you guys. Come on. Relax. Territories is the name of the game. So let's not forget that. There may be a flag grab at the end. Looks like Eastwind's going to be squaring off with Shadow here in the south. And Eastwind's not by himself. He's got Hump backing him up. And Dak is there as well. So Lizard King is backing up Shadow. And behind them is Rower. In mid, it's going to be kind of a dance-off with these archers as Kruniak and GKG is here, but there's some shenanigans happening north, so he may actually want to go north. I'm not really sure, as Osmo is looking to defend against Blonde's push, and Blonde is by himself. No, he's got Slate behind him, backing him up, as well as Kron 1 waiting in the wings. So there may be an offensive here from MoM, as yeah, it looks like GKG is going to peel away and leave Kruniak to fend for himself here in the mid, up against Adrenaline. Ooh, Crypto's almost losing that warrior, and a dud pus packet goes down. So there's that. Hopefully that's not the deciding factor in this game, because that would be highly unfortunate. But it looks like Cryptos is taking some extra damage. I'm not sure if he's having some issues or what's going on with that. Yeah, it looks like MoM just retreated back across the river north once they saw GKG coming in, and they did manage to get a goal to slip through. Rower slipped his pus goal through to tag this back flag, but it's not going to be tagged for very long. And it's going to be still kind of a stalemate here, as there are only 4 archers from Shadow, and looks like 5 from Eastwind, which is kind of weird, right? But here's the other thing that I want to draw your attention to, is the fact that there's all these archers that MoM traded for, from, you know, Slate and Kron 1, and they're all just holed up north, and there's nothing there from TMNT for them to fight. And there's nothing there from TMNT just waiting, just this, Osmodian, and that's it. You know, GKG is mid, so the archer advantage of MoM isn't really apparent right now. I just wanted to draw your attention to that, because that could be kind of important, as a pus goes down and it's a direct hit. Nice shot from Cryptos. I'm not sure whose that was, but was that Adrenaline's? He didn't even attempt to move that dwarf or block it. And Cryptos called that out too. There's a lot of positional musical chairs going on, as yeah, Shadow might lose that goal at some point. Looks like Eastwind is content to just plink at the Thrall for some reason. I think that'd be a much sweeter kill. But notice this, Shadow did leave this Thrall just chilling in that deep, at the edge of that deep water, just in case one of these archers wanted to come up and potentially cross. It looks like MoM is preparing for some kind of rush, but it's hard to tell right now. Rower might be leading this one. It's really difficult to know, and it looks like Osmodian did let his pus goal slip through. There's a warrior, a couple of warriors that he's slipping through also to try to tag that back flag up in the north there. Looks like this rush was stymied, and everybody resumes their positions across the river from each other. Finally, looks like Slate and who else? Kron 1 come to Adrenaline's aid, as he was kind of struggling there against Kruniak and GKG. And so how do you guys archer battle? Do you control click, or do you Is it mind games? Are you trying to trying to get them to walk into your arrows, or are you just trying to blindside them?
Flag contested.
Let me know in the comments if you have a preference. I'm curious to know, actually, as Adrenaline loses his first bowman of the game. Yeah, North is still... Oh, Shadow's Thrall shows himself. Retreats back into the deep. Gets one shot off. Well, that's alright. One hit is pretty good. As Shadow needs every hit he can get at this point on these archers, as he's a little bit outnumbered.
5 minutes remaining.
Looks like some pus did go down out here. Lizard King, I guess, got pussed or drew the pus from somebody's pus goal in their backfield. In the backfield of MoM. As the archer battle begins in earnest, or I guess it had already begun, didn't it? Yeah, so let's take a look at this flag right here. It looks like Osmodian's going to run in and try to take it away from Slate. I'm not sure why Slate didn't leave an extra warrior or something on this flag. I think Osmodian is going to be able to take this, as warriors do have a chance to block. The thing, though, is that Thrall are a little bit tougher than warriors. So that's something to watch out for. Vetted warriors have no trouble, though, decimating Thrall. Let's look at the percentages. 77 to 83%. Still pretty tight. MoM has a slight disadvantage at this point, but it's anyone's game still. As it looks like there is some movement in the south, as a pus does go down from Eastwind on Shadow's archers. He only has 2 remaining. He's going to try to punch that goal, and so far it's working out to his advantage, and he is able to take it out and manages to avoid those arrows. Although Deck tried something, didn't quite work out, though. There is a nice pus there from Lizard King, keeping his team in the game here, and Eastwind is getting his archers overrun in response. It's another pus ends up going down. I think that was from, I don't know who that was from, actually, to be honest. Another pus going down. I didn't quite see who that was, but looks like MoM's going to attempt to clean Dak up. And Hump is going to try to hightail it out of there. Eastwind's going to try to take out... Oh, and he does take out Shadow. Actually, Shadow has 1 more archer. So pretty tight down here in the south, as MoM's going to attempt to rush in and maybe try to control this flag, but they got to be careful because they don't want to overextend, and they certainly don't want to run into these reinforcements from Captain, especially if they're out of archers and out of pus. So they may want to retreat here as soon as they see this dwarf, unless they think they can do something about this. But it looks like they're running into a team that's prepared for them, so they're going to turn around and attempt to deflect that dwarf as long as they can to get everything out of there alive. But these Thrall might be in some trouble
contested.
here. If that dwarf can close the distance, he might be able to get a shot off. There is a pus goal, and that bottle does dud. Flag is contested here, as Hump is going to be chased off the flag by Rat King. Somebody loses a goal somewhere. I didn't quite see where. As MoM retreats back across the river, although... Let me see here. Lizard King, Hump, Captain. Yeah, they're a little bit split up. As Rat King has 2 warriors there. Lizard King has 2 there. They want to be careful that they don't isolate too many of their units. 67, 59%. So MoM is up about 8%, as a pus does go down on that dwarf, and they're going to turn around and attempt to rush this. Although they're in a lot of trouble since they were not able to seal the deal, and the dwarf is here. He is going to be able to get a shot off on Rar's warriors. Beautiful shot, control click there from Captain. Basically trying to even the game out, and it looks like it worked for now. Although Shadow was able to snipe that last archer. Another puss actually being thrown down on Rar and Lizard King, actually. They're going to lose a couple more warriors, which is
30
unfortunate.
seconds remain.
30 seconds remain as MoM attempting mid to rush in and take this flag.
Contested.
It's pretty close. It's neck and neck in terms of flags.
Contested.
Although MoM does have an advantage, although their advantage is slipping somewhat as the south is just totally being decimated.
Captured.
The middle has to come through, although there's way too many archers here and not enough anything else. They're down 3 flags to 2, and it might get even worse.
Contested.
As another puss goes down, TMNT have been very patient with their puss, saving it for the late game. And it really has been working in their favor as Hump pulls it out, basically chases everyone off, and all these archers, without anything to protect them, are going to be unable to do very much at all, and TMNT back in the lead. Unfortunately for MoM, they just don't have anything other than ranged units, and they're just being picked apart. As GKG essentially working with Kruniak clean up the mid, 32-16%. So while it was close just a minute ago, now it's looking a lot less close, as basically Osmodian taking out this flag here.
Flag contested.
Blonde with a
Flag
basically a
captured.
suicide shot, taking out that warrior and a friendly goal just to tag this flag. This flag is being contested by TMNT,
Flag contested.
as Captain is going to move in, and actually Kron 1 is going to surrender this flag. I don't think there's any way he can hold on to it.
Flag contested.
And what's this? Rat King
Flag
has this single
contested.
warrior. He's basically surrounded and stabbed to death by those archers. And all of a sudden, 7% remaining for MoM, and there's nothing left that they have to tag flags with.
Flag captured.
As they're losing every flag systematically. They still have these 2 flags up in the
Game
north,
over.
but that's not enough to win the game, as TMNT have taken 4. Very interesting game. I'd have to say that the patience of TMNT won them this game. It looked as if MoM had South cinched up, but TMNT came back and were able to rally and basically, once again, systematically deconstructed the enemy defense, or was it offense? At that point, it was defense. And even in the mid, I mean, while that was happening, their mid was able to hold their own, and the TMNT mid, and basically overcome a significant archer deficit. Basically, I guess MoM ran out of time. This is what I think happened. So by taking so many archers, you have to make them count by getting damage. And so what happened was they weren't able to pay for themselves, because there was this extended archer battle where everybody was firing volleys and missing most of the time, or much of the time. There wasn't enough damage being pulled through. So finally, 1 minute remaining, it's the end game. You have to do something, so you move in with everything, and your archers are not going to be nearly as effective as some melee, or something that's more rushy, right? So I'm thinking that it could be the fault of the trade or strategy, but it could be a variety of factors as well, and it's probably fantastic just awareness and gameplay by the opposing team as well. So TMNT is going to come out on top this game and this match, and they are going to be the top bracket finalists in the grand finals. MoM is going to be facing off with NCR next weekend in the bottom bracket finals, and that should be some pretty good games there as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's look at some of these individual players really quick. For MoM, looks like Adrenaline. He was the mid force, kind of all by himself for a long time. He had kills and damage and ratios for his team. 18 kills, 10 losses, 41 damage. I don't know if that's that is the most of any player in the game, kills and damage wise. But not losses, as GKG did have more losses than him. But I'm kind of surprised to see numbers like that because I judging by the way the mid turned out, I thought maybe it would have been worse than that. But that's actually really good considering that he was by himself for a while his team just kind of dallied around in the north. But yeah, kind of interesting how this worked out for TMNT. Looks like Captain had the most kills with 13. GKG had 12. And damage is going to be with GKG 30, and Kruniak had 24. Although Kruniak had 3 kills and 12 losses. So interesting that he had so much damage, but very few kills. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, stick around, and hopefully I'll have some more content for you once the bottom bracket finals are played, and after that, on to the grand finals we are in the Myth World Cup 2015. So stick around, and hopefully we have some more content for you soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next match.